certainty, knowing that you're going to have that peace of mind, you're going to have the check every single month for the rest of your life in retirement. I think there's plenty of places that our government blows money on, billions of dollars a year, that could cancel and put that money into Social Security. So Social Security is never, in my opinion, never going away, but don't depend on it for all your retirement income.
And now we are entering our Social Security viability lightning round. I'll give Coach some potential solutions for Social Security viability, and he'll shoot back with his thoughts. First up, raising the retirement age.
Coming out for Social Security and Medicare. Then they separated it, and you see the Medicare number keeps growing, their tax price. They're going to keep increasing that, and they probably will. They'll increase your payroll tax. You're going to pay a lot more money to get a whole lot less benefit.
All right, now break down means testing.
Means testing is just a way for them to reduce or eliminate payment to.
We've talked about a lot of what-if scenarios, and it can be nerve-wracking. What can someone do today to secure their retirement?
The most important thing, I mean, Congress is going to be battling every single day of our lives, back and forth, blaming each other. The money world's going to go up, down, all around every day. The market will be up, the market will be down. Kramer will be going wild on TV. The secret to you is don't live outside your means. Know what your spending is going to be needed, what kind of money you're going to need in retirement. Make sure you have a retirement income plan. We cover that in our 22-step total retirement plan.
That's right, folks. You need a retirement plan that can stay afloat no matter what happens in the economy, in politics, or anything else. We want to help you put together a plan. Coach Pete and the team at Capital Financial can help you navigate the financial world to get you where you want to be in retirement. Take advantage of the no-cost, no-obligation financial review to understand the ins and outs of your retirement plan. A customized plan based on your wants and needs. Contact us today. Also, be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more retirement help.
Here we are, the big book on retirement, chapter 1. It's all about picking the right coach. I'm Thomas Lipscomb here alongside the coach, Coach Pete D'Arruda, the author of this great book that hopefully you're getting into. I did want to bring this up too, since we're at the beginning of this walkthrough. Maybe you're having a hard time getting through the book. You don't have enough time to sit down and read.
It's a big book, so it might be intimidating, but we did make the print pretty big, so people like me who usually need reading glasses don't even need reading glasses.
There you go. And for people like me who drive a little bit, the audio book is available. So if you want to head over to coachpete.com, grab that audio book. It's another great way to listen through the content. But let's talk about picking the right coach. This is chapter 1, so a little bit important, I would imagine.
Well, you know, you watch some sports on TV every now and then. You hear about these teams, and sometimes the teams aren't that good, so they get rid of the coach.
Yeah.
And they hire a new coach, and the same players start playing a lot better.
Interesting how that works.
So having a good coach in the financial world can put you in control of your retirement. That's what we're talking about. So if you're not really sure if you're on the right track, or your current advisor isn't giving you what you think the attention you deserve, or putting you in the place you deserve to be in, then get a second opinion. Maybe get a new coach, but have a review, have your current plan put against what's currently out there and see if it matches up. And so that's what we do a lot of. We do game planning. We say, well, here's where you are right now, but if you change 1 or 2 things, you could be way up here without it costing you any money, just by moving things in the right places. So again, it's about having, we've all put those puzzles together before where you dump them out thousands of pieces, but some people can put them together really good and other people can't. I had a dream where I actually did the Rubik's Cube.
Oh, nice.
I did. I dreamed last night. It's just coming to me now. You remember your dreams?
Yeah, sure.
No idea what that means. If you're a dream analyst, maybe you can tell me what it meant when I actually solved the Rubik's Cube. And I had the little pattern in my head and all that.
Yeah.
And I woke up and, I'll never be able to do it. But both my brothers could do the Rubik's Cube. I could never do it. But all the way through retirement. Maybe they did a good job of building your accounts, but now we need to preserve it and you have lifetime income we can never outlive on it. Yes. We specialize in that. That's why we call it the big book on retirement.
There you go. So folks, get your second opinion. Reach out to Coach Pete and the team. As we go through these chapters, there are going to be questions that come up. So go ahead and connect with the fiduciary team so that we can begin walking through this process, and we will see you in chapter 2. You yourself have made yourself successful because
I don't know if you want to share with the folks watching, but you have a lot of annuities yourself, and you set those up for streams of income. How many incomes do you have?
Yeah, I have 13 annuities, and most of them are Roth IRAs.
Yep.
I don't sell annuities, I buy them. Right? And I've got some that start at age 60, some that start at age 62, some that start at age 65. Most of them start whenever I want. And so I'm guaranteed to have increasing tax-free income for the rest of my life. And that's what I encourage people to do, because we're approaching 40 trillion in debt. I mean, our interest on our debt is more than the defense budget for the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, Space Force. It's unbelievable. And so I think getting yourself in a position to get as much tax-free income is important, and the multiple streams is very important.
We call that a laddering strategy, and anyone who's watching can get one. Like, if you don't have a laddering strategy, if you don't have income, you really need it. Get an analysis, get a free review, get an x-ray of your portfolio. CoachPete.com is people go there, CoachPete.com. You can find out a lot of education on your own, and then if you're interested in finding out more advanced planning, let us know.
Yeah, and it's free.
This big game, every move counts. Plan wisely to win the match. Sidestep the unexpected and charge towards your goal. Navigate through the challenges. Retirement is your end zone, and the touchdown is within reach. A successful retirement is your championship. Let Coach Pete design your customized income game plan today.
All right, I'm not sure what kind of strategy this is, but I just saw this and I have to ask you about it. What does cash dragging into mutual funds mean?
Cash drag is just basically, I picture using your mouse and you drag it from mutual cash over to the mutual fund.
Okay.
And put it in there. It's just dollar cost averaging into mutual funds.
Okay.
So instead of putting all the money you have at one time into a mutual fund, you take that money, divide it in 12 little packets, and once a month you put in 1/12 into the mutual fund. Why do you do that? Because the mutual funds go up and down in price. You do what's called dollar cost averaging, which equals out the curves. In other words, smooths out the curves, so you're not buying too high or too low. You're in the middle all the time.
See, that's why this is what my Ryan would say at this point. Just handle it, Coach. You just handle it. I don't understand any of this. That's why you have to call Coach.
Well, there's 22 steps in our total retirement plan. That's one of them. But call now. We'll do it for you at no cost or obligation. All 22 steps to get you on the right path.
Welcome back in. We've got a series going called Women and Money, and luckily we have some women here, in addition to Coach Pete.
Like the big guys, but right here. So if you could get 33 shares of Boston Beer Company. For 10 cents a share, or $10 a share. So it's $330. I wrote a check. You can only get 33 shares, but that, it's $10 a share. It ended up going to like $400 a share.
Oh, wow.
And it was paying all sorts of dividends and everything.
Nice.
So it turned out a good thing. So, and then I did some dividend reinvestment programs. So if you're just starting out and you're saying, Coach, I want to start saving somewhere. Well, number one, 401k at your work if you want. A lot of times they offer the Roth option. If you're young, do the Roth option. You don't get a tax write-off, but it builds tax-free forever.
You bet.
You come out so much further ahead if you have 20 payment. And so depending on what the interest rate is, now if you have a high interest rate, you want to pay that off quick. Because if you have a 10, 11, 12, 13% credit card or a student loan interest rate, maybe credit cards up to 29%, every dollar you pay into that to pay it down, you basically make 29% because you're not having to pay it anymore. So if it's 29% interest and you're paying it down quick, so that's easy to do.
Yeah.
And so that's, in a way, you're saving, because if you get your house paid off quicker, now you'll have all that free money to start really accelerating your savings in the future, okay? But I think there's no substitute for the time value of money. The sooner you can get that money put away, the more it's going to grow, and then the more that interest in there is going to grow itself. So it's going to triple compound, and Albert Einstein called that one of the 8 wonders of the world.
Okay.
So again, don't worry if you haven't saved, but you may be doing a lot of things that are helping you and don't even realize it. If you're paying those bills off early, you're helping yourself.
That's interesting, because I heard you and Amanda on her endorsement on the radio, and you were talking about, well, I've still got some furniture that that you bought on time, as my dad used to say.
Yep.
And you were asking him, what do I need to pay off first?
Yep, and it was 0%, but they can still get you in the fine print, which is one of the books that really helped me, that Coach Pete gave me, was like, hey, in the fine print fiasco. You can really, if you miss some of those details, oh, it's 60 months, oh, it's 0%, that can bite you. And coming from a family parents who work check to check,
Yes.
and not knowing about money, and you see all those flashy things when you are in your 20s, when you are graduating, and you think, I want all this now. I want the fence, and I want the furniture, and
bet.
I want the car.
Gratisfaction, I call it. You want it immediate.
You want it immediately, and it really does require discipline. And I just implore you to get Coach in your circle and learn, like, hey, where could I be when I'm 60? Look long term. Stop looking so short term, and then you'll be where you need to be.
You know, the game and gimmicks, the same as cash. 60 months, same as cash. 5 years, same as cash.
Yeah.
They try to get you to do that. And here's the two zingers in there. Number one, they require a minimum payment every month still.
Yep.
And if you miss one of those minimum payments, they'll go back and get you for all the interest that you haven't paid yet, plus all the interest you have in the future too. And if you get to the 60 months and you wait one extra day, so 60 months and 1 day, they're going to go back and hit you with all that interest
Scary.
plus interest on top of that interest. So and fees and all that. You got to be very careful on that. But it's a great deal if you pay it off like the rules say.
Right.
Because free money. All right,
For sure.
But again, the only reason they're doing that, they're not doing it because they're a charity. They're doing it because they hope you mess up.
Yeah.
Vegas doesn't stay open because they're a charity, do they? They don't, come on in and win. No, they want you to come in and what? Mess up.
You bet.
And just like anything in life.
So how much money should someone have in their emergency fund if they're coming out of college and they're in their 20s?
Yeah, all right, it depends. And well, I hate that kind of answer, depends. Well, it depends on what you're spending in a month.
Okay.
So if you can really figure out about what you spend in a month for all your bills and your fund, you need about 6 times that in a
Travel is so important to me. Travel is so important to me. So I would prioritize me. So I would prioritize living my life. I'm doing it.
And you're doing a good job
But
with
it took many years to get here because I didn't want to, you know, like you said,
people are
live
afraid
and
to
check,
spend.
check. I don't want to do that.
I'm afraid to
love
spend this because I might not have enough. Well,
Right.
what if we put plans together where you knew you had enough and you knew next year you're going to have even more money to do it? Couldn't even get a burger for $100.
And now Amazon's letting you stretch your payments out
Isn't that nice
on your
of them?
purchase, and they're doing it on everything. So it's really just everywhere. So
It's all
just-
about trying to trap you behind that dead 8 ball. You don't need to be trapped behind there.
Right.
And there are ways where you don't have to be. So let's get together. We'll put a plan together that makes sense for you. A common sense plan that encompasses fun, like
I can
Jen
still
wants to do.
live
But
my
fun
life.
now and fun later. We can do it all together.
Finish first with this guy.
That's going away. That's going away. And if that goes away, we won't be able to print unlimited dollars anymore. We've been able to hide a lot of the dollars we print because we are the international exchange currency.
There you
if
go.
that goes away, we turn into Venezuela overnight.
Well, let me ask you this. You're talking about printing more dollars. Obviously, that means inflation. And I have a note here that says just a 3% rate of inflation would cut your spending power in half over the course of 24 years.
Well, let's look at it. People hear inflation. A lot of people don't realize what that means.
Yeah.
That means there's way too many dollars out there for way too many things to buy. And so here's why it happened. The government gave away trillions of dollars, and a lot of the giveaways were to tell people not to work. So you're paying people not to work, and they're usually the people who are making the products that people are buying. So if you're not working to make the products, but they're giving you money to go buy products, there aren't products out there. So then the few products that are out there, the people who are selling them can charge what they want. When food store, when I go to the appliance store, when I go any store, I'm food store, when I go to the appliance store, when I go any store, I'm paying a lot more than I should.
Okay, well, tell us how to get yours today.
In 2024, an EBRI study said only 1 out of 4 Americans felt confident they'd never run out of money. So how can you help people build certainty into their plan?
There's a lot of great financial plans out there, but you don't have a retirement plan unless you have streams of lifetime income that's guaranteed. I like more than one stream. And of course, Social Security, that's a stream of income. It's an annuity offered by the government. Everyone gets Social Security. But we need our own personal annuities. We need to ensure our retirement. And it's great to look at these gigantic $1 million balances in the stock
Fees, but then you have to build trust with them. The only one I really trust that doesn't charge a fee is one called Nano, N-A-N-O. They're a non-profit crypto, sort of like Red Hat was back in the day for technology.
Right.
And they don't charge a transaction fee because there's nobody there to feed. It's a self-running program, but its main purpose is from peer-to-peer buying and selling.
Welcome back into our series on tax savvy retirement, a book by best-selling author Coach Pete D'Arruda. I can't call it the latest because I just don't believe it will be here in the short
working on
future.
another one called Through the Years, by the way.
Yes, we are, which is very fun.
From 1909 all the way to 2025, telling you every single year the inflation, the how much a cost of a loaf of bread, gas, these kind of great things, and then some of the famous songs back then, and just things you're going to bring back some good memories.
Oh, and it's so fun when you read through the book, guys. When you get your copy, it starts off in 1909, 1910, and we've put the style in the style of that era. So then, as you progress to the 20s and the 30s, you
the
feel
Roaring
that.
20s, right?
You get to the 40s, 50s, it feels like the Jetsons. You get to the it's really fun. It's a fun book. I look forward to it. But let's focus on this one right now.
It's a good book right here too.
Chapter 2, tax diversification and income bucket. So bucketing strategy. I'm sure many of you watching know that Coach Pete is and has been on television and radio for a very, very, very long time.
Over 20 years.
And we talk bucketing strategy a lot, but here you're talking about it in terms of taxation.
It's so much easier to understand your money when you can break it down into piles or buckets.
Yeah.
All right, so there's 3 main buckets when we're talking about taxation. We've got the taxable bucket. That's money that, like when you get a paycheck, it's taxable.
Sure,
taxable money. If you have a CD at the bank, it's usually taxable, so that's taxable. We have the tax deferred bucket. That's where you earn interest, but you don't pay the taxes until you take the money out down the road. So like your IRAs are tax deferred.
Okay,
you got to put money in, you got to reduce your taxable income when you put the money in, but when you take the money out, you have to increase your taxable income because you have to pay tax on it. Then the most important bucket, the most overlooked bucket, the bucket that is usually not filled up, is the tax-free bucket. That means when you take the money out, it comes out tax-free. When you pass away, it goes tax-free to your next of kin. This is the Roth IRA that you hear about. This is life insurance. If designed the right way, you can get a tax-free income from your life insurance policy through your life, and then when you pass away, a tax-free death benefit will go to your beneficiaries, your family. Very, very important. Or your churches or charity.
That's powerful.
We had somebody, he instead of giving to the church every week, he told the pastor he was going to use that money and buy a life insurance policy with it. So that when he passed away, he left $1 million to the church tax-free.
I bet they were happy about that.
See, I mean, that's a creative way right there. It made a lot of sense.
It is.
So if you turn the tax law upside down, it can be your best friend. If you have it as it is now and don't really pay attention to it, it's going to be your worst enemy.
That's good.
So we have something on the screen. You can be getting started as soon as next week, getting in control of your money instead of your money controlling you.
Very good. The time to act is now, folks. Call that number you see on your screen. This is all a part of Coach Pete's 22-step planning process. Tax is obviously a very big part of that. Maximize your income, minimize those taxes, and we will see you for Chapter 3 of Tax Savvy Retirement.
All right, red money, yellow money, green money in retirement. What is all this, and what does it mean to diversify between the three?
Red, green, yellow, red, green, yellow. Sounds like a song, doesn't it? But again, we don't want to take too much risk when we're getting into that financial red zone. And that's about age 50 or 5 years outside of retirement or any time in retirement, you are in the financial red zone. So what that means, Amanda, is when we're young, we can take a lot of risk with our money because in theory, if we lose it, we have time to gain it back. But if you ask me, I don't like losing money at any time. I don't know about you. So we can make sure to minimize risk, but also maximize return. But the most important part of anything, Amanda, is making sure you have a lifetime of income that when you approach retirement, you can never outlive that.
So if someone already has a retirement plan in place and they haven't revisited it in a long time, it's time to sit down with you, right, and say, hey, what are my goals? Where am I headed? Maybe they don't trust the financial person that they're with now.
You ever drive down the road, Amanda, and you go through that pothole, and you do it every day for the longest time, and so you know how to avoid it, but then you look in your rearview mirror and see other people hitting it? Well, a retirement plan can't be like that. It can't be like the road service that never fixes a pothole. A good retirement plan is reviewed every year so that we can fill the potholes and, more importantly, get you on a different road to begin with. If you have potholes in your retirement, you're in the wrong road to begin with. So let's get that smooth glide path into retirement, get that true lifetime income plan. I've been doing this over 33 years now, so I know what I'm doing as far as structuring retirement income you can't outlive. If you want to get a real plan together, folks, that doesn't have potholes in it, call right now.
I'm excited about our next guest. I've known the next guest for many years. He's a personal friend of mine, Coach Pete D'Arruda. CoachPete.com, America's Wealth Coach. Welcome, Coach Pete.
Great to see you, Tommy.
So, Pete, I know a little bit of...
I'm here with Coach Pete D'Arruda, going chapter by chapter through the book, getting some behind-the-scenes knowledge and wisdom. And you're here for chapter 2, so let's dive right in. The chapter is called Learn the Rules. And you got a quote here at the top I like. It's from Albert Einstein. He says, you got to learn the rules of the game. Then you have to play better than anyone else. But learning the rules is huge, and I think I can pick on myself a little bit here, Coach. You know, I'm not a huge sports fan. I'm more into the music and the nerdy stuff. But I know my rules when it comes to hockey, and I can enjoy the game because of that, or soccer or whatever. But then there are games out there that I simply just don't know the rules for.
Well, look at driving. You have to know the rules there. So it doesn't have to be just a game. It could be anything in life. There's rules.
That's true.
Anything you do have rules. You go to the bathroom, public restroom, there's rules. You don't walk up right behind people when they're, when you're waiting. There's different things you have to do.
That's good, yeah.
And so knowing the rules will put you in charge. If you know the rules, you can build a plan around the rules.
Yes.
If you don't know the rules, you could do things that aren't right. And so the rules are not telling you what's. You're not going to go to jail if you don't follow the rules, but you could be in a lot worse situation if you don't follow the money rules.
Yeah, it's true. We've talked about people who have had excessive penalties more than they needed to, or maybe just not optimizing things properly, just because they didn't understand the rules. I do, because the text. How big are these books with the rules in them? It's a lot in there.
I had a conversation with my daughter the other day because Daddy pays for her credit card each month. She's at college right now, and I noticed she was doing a lot of these food deliveries. And Daddy had a conversation with her about how when Daddy was in school, he bought one loaf of bread and peanut butter and jelly and basically lived off that. He didn't pay delivery fees. So I said, you're a young girl. There's a snack bar right in the first floor of her dorm.
Oh, okay.
Said, walk down there and buy the snacks. Don't have someone bring it to your door because then you have to pay delivery fee and you got to tip people. So, when you're paying everybody else money, it's hard to build money. And, the people that understand money and have a lot of money are the ones that did smart money decisions going forward.
It's true.
Because anytime money goes out, you have to work extra hard just to bring it back in. She doesn't because it's Daddy's money. Daddy doesn't like his money going out there. I have a limit now. It's a pretty good limit, though, but each month for her. But and I'm not being a mean dad. I'm just saying it's okay to eat that way every now and then, but don't do it all the time because that's a money evil. They're trying to steal money from you, and they are.
Yeah. That's good.
Paying tips and delivery fees.
Yeah, I think, my grandma certainly didn't make up the saying, but she used to say a penny saved is a penny earned.
If you doubled it, so the next day would be 2 cents, 4 cents, 8 cents, etc. If you doubled it, so the next day would be 2 cents, 4 cents, 8 cents, etc. You're up to millions of dollars. I think it was like 10 million by the time 30 days.
That's
came.
incredible. That's incredible. I remember seeing
penny
that
saved
chart.
is a lot of pennies earned.
A lot of pennies earned. I love that.
Yeah.
We're going to allude to compound interest there, which is later on in this here book. But until then, you like that? Until then, though, let's wrap up chapter 2, and folks, get ready for chapter 3. If anything that you've read in here or heard in here has drawn out some questions and you want to talk to one of Coach Pete's fiduciary planners, just give us a call, text us.
Is it? It's not just about retirement.
No, it's about living your life today and doing things you want to do to enjoy your life.
Living your life today without punishing yourself tomorrow. And that's what we do. We can do a plan like that. So you don't have to punish yourself ever. And so there are a lot of people that say, gosh, I can't have any fun because I need to save this money for retirement. Then you get to retirement, you can't do anything anyway.
Because you don't feel good.
Here's a fact of life. We get slower as we get older, don't we?
Right. Don't remind me. But through all the ages and stages, I think the important thing is, like, for instance, I'm getting married.
Great. Let's do it.
Next year. But
A lot of money for the venue.
Yeah.
Well, usually flowers are to cover up a bad venue. So
There
if you already
you
have
go.
a good venue, what do you need for money for the venue?
Yeah.
Well, usually flowers are to cover up a bad venue. So if
There
you already
you
have a
go.
good venue, what do you need for
it's a
that
good
is
venue.
brilliant.
It's beautiful. It's lush. I'm like, why do we need all these flowers? I'll carry something down.
Save
But
a lot of money that way.
You bet.
I'm proud of you. You really put on your big girl panties with those decisions.
It was hard.
Because you want, in your heart, you want it all. You want
was
the
hard.
dream
Well, sure.
storybook.
You want the princess wedding.
Yeah, you
And
do.
Coach has got me thinking about getting a used dress. Like, I'm seriously, like, I'm not spending $5,000 on a
brainwashed
dress.
you, girl.
I'm not.
There's
I'm
no
not
need.
doing it.
There is no need. I wore a very
I said something
inexpensive
about a
gown
used
as
dress?
well.
Yeah, well, we talked about it in one of our last.
I might have just
in one of our last.
I might have just said I
endorsement
liked what
spots.
you were talking about, but I mean, no, you don't need a huge dress. You need what said I liked what you were talking about, but I mean, no, you don't need a huge dress. You need whatever you want. That's what you want.
And
a absolute budget, like amount.
Okay.
We're not going over 40,000.
oh,
Which is a pretty big
Great.
budget
That's
if you
pretty
ask
good.
me.
Yes.
So,
That's generous.
but
You
you
don't
have to. So even with a $40,000 budget, though, his daughter is starting to complain because she says, "I don't have enough for this. I want a live band. I want a cello. I want." But you have to make our Congress doesn't know how to do that because all they do is print more money. But we can't manage our personal debts or financial situations like Congress because we don't have some people may have a printing press.
Yeah.
That's illegal though. But no, it's just finding. You make that. you've done it too. You're already doing it. Mentally, you're making a priority list. What's most important? What are the 5 most important things in this wedding for me?
Yes.
Right? You probably
Well,
thought about that.
I'm getting married later in life too.
Yeah.
And so I'm not in my, but to my advice to the people that are in their 20s or early 30s that are doing it, I'm 40 now, is just really look at long term, like what else could I spend this money on? And for me, it's Jackson's school, and we need to extend the fence in the backyard, and I want to do this in the house.
You can always find a need somewhere to spend money.
As
Can't
opposed
you?
to a
That's not enough
one-day,
money.
4-hour party.
Yeah. And I want to invest, and I don't want to be stranded in retirement where I'm like, why didn't I do this?
Well, I've seen some people, they say, well, we want to do a good honeymoon too, but we only
Figured out yet. And so we'll have to get with Coach and talk about the benefits, the pros and the cons.
You know, the first thing you need is a trust.
Okay.
Because you're a blended family with a child. The trust is the most important thing. Not a will, but a trust, because you don't want to end up like Cinderella. You don't want Jackson turning, like if you pass away and all of a sudden he remarries, and all of a sudden Jackson's treated like Cinderella. So you establish a trust.
Amanda's getting a trust today.
I'm getting a trust right now.
We do those trusts, and we have an attorney organization that we utilize to do the trust.
Okay.
But they are a lot more affordable if you do it through us than if you go see an attorney.
Truly.
Interesting.
So
That's such a
lot
good
more.
one.
We're talking about 60% less.
And there's tax advantages to
There's
having the trust, right?
Well, sometimes there's tax advantages. It's more of a peace of mind.
Okay.
A trust speaks for you even if you're not here anymore. That's what a trust does. A trust is a way to bypass probate. A will is an invitation to probate. Guess how much probate costs? Between 3 and 7% of whatever you have in your estate is lost in probate, plus probate is not private. Trusts are totally private. So that's why trust makes so much more sense. And so, but especially if you have a blended family, especially if you're getting married, everybody really needs some kind of trust or will, but everybody needs that little green book of life. So you can come in and if you come in to see me, I'll give you a copy, but you can buy it on Amazon as well.
The more you know with Coach Pete, you got to have that trust.
Really is. Trust is important in life in more ways than one.
So I'm going to pin you down on this one too. Do you recommend, we have a newlywed coming in, we won't use each other, but do you want her to keep her own separate finances, or do you recommend a blended household?
All right, here's something that causes a lot of divorces. Joint checking accounts. Joint checking accounts cause more divorces than anything.
Really?
They do.
Joint checking accounts. So I like a joint account to pay the bills, like the mortgage and the utilities, and you both put a little money in there. You
Into the
establish
pot.
what you're putting in there. Yeah, you both contribute. But then you both should have your own separate checking accounts. It's no fun to get a gift from a joint checking account
I agree.
for a birthday. Oh, happy birthday, honey. Well, good. Look what I paid for. You know,
I'm not a fan of the
yes.
joint, so I feel like for that reason and other stuff, but my
So
independence.
joint accounts for your bills that you need, the community property, cars, insurance, all the kind of stuff you want to pay for together. But if you like a nicer car, you have your own account.
Nice.
It sounds fair to me. I still need my independence.
A lot less fighting
Yes.
if you have blended. It's a blended family kind of thing. Because now you're with your husband, so blend the accounts. Have a joint, and then you both have your own individual.
And if you really have a good man, which you know you will, when you say, honey, can you play?
And
You're talking about, right?
one course away from being a psychologist, by the way. I had 5 psychology classes too, so it's a good. A lot of
Somebody say
psychology.
that's
when I
funny.
meet
The
with
psychology
folks.
of money,
Yeah,
yes.
there's a big correlation between money and psychology.
Sure, yeah.
Coach, he's the man.
Get in to see Coach Pete.
So that's segment 3. When we come back, we've got 2 more segments here to talk about, episode segment, whatever we want to talk about, but we're going to get into even more detail when we come back. Hey, I'm Coach Pete DeRuda, president of Capital Financial. Folks, the financial world is very, very confusing. That's why we put together a series of educational videos called webinars. You can see them at any time by signing up at CoachPete.com. We'll see you there.
So let's talk crypto. I know it's not in our script, but what are your thoughts around crypto?
Well, you know, they show it on CNBC now on the ticker down there. It always has the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, and Bitcoin. So it's here. And you have companies that are putting it in their balance sheet. They're investing in it. Even countries are using it for their national security. They're building their national treasure up with Bitcoin. So I was always a skeptical guy. I still am. I'm a Generation X guy, so I'm skeptical. But I've got 4 Bitcoin myself. Not a lot, but my average cost is a lot higher than what we're talking about here. But it's a lot lower than what my average cost is a lot lower than what it is now. I never thought we'd see over 100,000.
Yeah. So I was the biggest Bitcoin non-believer there was. I mean, it's the greater fool theory. You got to find somebody dumber than you to pay more to it. That's what I thought. And then I watched, I might have been Michael Saylor on CNBC.
It was really good.
Lay out a believable case to a total non-believer like me that Bitcoin could hit $1 million someday. And he said, all we're recommending is that our clients put 1% of their portfolio in Bitcoin, because if it goes to 0, that won't hurt you. If it goes to $1 million, you're going to be happy you did it. Well, that resonated with me. And so I put 1% of my portfolio back when Bitcoin was 2,000 a Bitcoin.
Oh, there you go.
And that is now worth well over 7 figures.
Good for you, Tom.
You know, and so I just took 1%, and so that was just a little risk with a major. I've never had anything go up as much as that has gone up.
Just make sure you have it in a good place and someone can't come and steal it from you. Yeah, that's the only thing to hear about this.
No, I know that.
And welcome into the next episode of Tax Savvy Retirement, the series. I'm Thomas Lipscomb here alongside the author, Coach Pete D'Arruda. If you don't know who he is, turn on your radio, your TV, walk through the airport. He's all over the place, folks.
4% of your stock account out, you have about a 92% chance of not outliving your money.
Okay.
All right, 92% chance of being okay. You know what I don't like? You've got an 8% chance of being in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't design any plan unless it has a 100% chance of you not being in trouble.
That's good. Yeah.
So I've always held my nose when someone comes in and says, well, my broker says I'll be fine. I say, yeah, you got about a 92% chance of being fine. What if you're in that 8% where you don't? If you got on a plane and the pilot came on the loudspeaker and said, folks, we got about a 92% chance of landing safely today, who do you think is going to be the first person off that plane?
I'll be right behind you. How about that?
Yeah, you'll be able to do it. But, all right, so, and then they've done some studies and they said, really, you can't call it the 4% rule because a lot of people have run out of money. When the market goes down, you're taking money out. It could be even worse than a 8% chance of not outliving your money. So then they revised it and they called it the 2.8% rule.
Is that what it was?
So if you got $1 million, you can take $28,000 out a year and you got a 92% chance.
Imagine working your whole life, saving up that $1 million nest
Even
egg.
40, a 4% rule is only 40,000.
Yeah.
10 years or 20 years of retirement, that's when we're going to be in the go-go years still.
Yes.
We could go do all the fun things. So you don't want to say, well, I don't know if I can